Wednesday's workout of the day is 2 7-minute AMRAPs that are going to be with a 3-minute rest in between. The first 7 minutes is going to be a dumbbell complex. You'll rest 3 minutes. The second is going to be just a monostructural, some running and jump roping. So here's what it'll look like. The first one is going to be 5 dumbbell burpees on the right, 5 dumbbell thrusters on the right, 5 dumbbell overhead squats on the right, then you'll switch and do the exact same on the left side. So it looks like this. Dumbbell burpee, just standing up with the dumbbell at the side. Do 5 of those. After that, I'll clean it up to the shoulder. I'm gonna go through 5 thrusters, and then I'm gonna go through 5 overhead squats. Then you'll repeat the same thing on the left arm. You'll get as many reps as you can in 7 minutes. After the 7 minutes, you'll rest 3 minutes. So at the 10-minute mark, you're gonna do a 200-meter run. After the 200-meter run, you're gonna come in and you're gonna do 30 double unders. You're gonna repeat as many rounds as you can in that 7 minutes. Let's get after it. We're going to go through a spider lunge series. So that'll consist of a few movements. First one, hands down to the ground, reach your body down. Just going to hold each position for 5 to 10 seconds. If you're getting a good stretch and want to hang out a little longer, that's fine. Twist into your knee. Press your knee away. Lean back and stretch the hamstring. And then finish with that Samson stretch. You'll repeat and do that on the next leg. So we're going to start with squat therapy. Squat therapy, we're going to do 2 sets of 5 reps. It's going to be 3 seconds on the way down. You're going to hold for 2, and then it'll be a stand. So it'll look like this. It will be down, 1, 2, 3, hold, 2, stand, down, 2, 3, hold, 2, stand. You'll do a total of 5 reps for that. Okay, for today's specific warm-up, we're going to work on some skill work. We're gonna work on that overhead squat again and run you guys through a complex. So it's gonna be 5 movements. You're gonna do 2 sets of 5 each at each movement. So the first movement we're gonna go over is gonna be what we call a server overhead squat. And what we're teaching here is the first part of an active shoulder. So in an active shoulder, what we wanna see overhead is we wanna see that armpit rotated forward and this pit of the elbow up. Okay, so that gets me into a good stable position, and from there I'm gonna press. Okay, the first drill is gonna just focus on that arm position. So we call this a server squat. You're gonna place your hands under the PVC pipe. You're gonna take the bar over top of your head, make sure it's right over top of your head. Okay, so you're going to squat and hold and then stand. What I want you guys thinking about is still focusing on that bar path by pulling the bar back as I descend into that squat. Okay, that's the first drill. The second drill is a push press plus an overhead squat. So now with the active shoulder, what we're trying to do is learn how to press. Okay, the stronger our arms are, the more energy from our hips we can get into the bar. If we start to wobble at the arms at all, then the hips are no longer transferring energy into the bar, which means we're not being as efficient with our lift. Okay, so this one looks like this. I'll set up in a back rack position, elbows under the bar, just a dip drive press, and continue that pressing motion as you squat, okay? Notice where my armpits and elbows finished at the top of that push press. Okay, armpits forward, elbow pits up. Going that overhead squat. Pressing from the top is difficult, but not nearly as difficult as it is pressing in the bottom. So for a lot of us, we lack stability in the bottom part of that overhead squat. So that's where the range of motion demands are really high. We need to be comfortable, we need to be stable in that position. So you gotta spend time in there and just grind through it. So we're gonna sit you in the bottom of the squat and we're gonna do 5 Sots presses. So that looks like this. It'll be with a back squat, elbows under the bar, squat, press. You'll notice when I pressed, again, my armpits are forward and my elbow pits are up. Okay, you can go through 5 of those. The next drill is just gonna be an overhead squat. So we're just gonna add those things together, focusing on those components. So good active shoulder position, pressing up on the bar, just controlled reps of an overhead squat. The last one, we're gonna start to increase the range of motion demands by bringing our hands in. We're actually more stable with a closer grip, just most of us don't have the flexibility to be able to have our hands in that position and still squat. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start stick over top of your head, you're gonna do an overhead squat, then you're gonna move your hands in, press up, pull back. You're going to continue that process. If you can get to where your hands are together, make sure you're still pulling back so that that bar is still staying over top of the heel. If the arms start to bend, move your hands back out, fight for that range of motion first.